So here are four things you need to know about the Google and Microsoft earning report. So I'm going to mainly cover Google, but I'm going to quickly talk about Microsoft as well. The reason Microsoft is not going to be on the top of my subject is it didn't actually begin to take off until its guidance call hitting overall highs of 268. One of the things that you must understand is that earning reports are very important, right? They're from the previous quarter. But one of the things that you should also be aware of is that sometimes their guidance calls, as you can see, right? Microsoft at one point was actually down leading up to this guidance call where they actually explain what's to come for the up and coming quarters. Its guidance call actually ends up sometimes being more of value and or tends to have more of an influence on the actual stock itself. You can see that it really began to take off whatever it was that was said during this call. Very similar to the approach that Google had, but Google was already bullish during our live session today. We actually captured the market's reaction of the reports being published. We began to kind of trade sideways and then began to take off again. Overall, right now trading at $110 a share. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it again. I hope that if you learned something new, it's not too much to ask for you to consider dropping a thumbs up and of course subscribing to the channel. So the first thing that I want you to be understand is that, well, let me go ahead and show you. This is Google's second quarterly earnings that is actually in the red. And the reason that's so important is that Google has actually done a really good job based off of previous quarters, consistently showing growth quarter over quarter, especially in 2021. With that being said, we could see that their expected EPS, which is their earnings per share, was 1.29 and they reported a 1.21. That is a miss of 6%. Their revenue was barely missed. They had an expectation of 69.80 billion. They reported 69.68 billion. So missed expectation when it comes down to revenue by a little bit over of $200 million. That's a small miss for Google in the grand scheme of things. During its guidance call, this is one thing that I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of, is that their guidance for the up and coming future is as advertisers begin to spend less. I mean, Google owns the two largest advertisement-based companies or platforms in the world, Google and YouTube. And with that being said, advertisers are beginning to spend less money. And as we go into this sluggish kind of like economic recession where, again, not only is it more difficult to target people because of what Apple has put in place as a restriction, but as we go into this recession, obviously people are beginning to spend less money on growth. And with that in place, obviously Google has to plan ahead for maybe slower months. They haven't shared anything to my understanding about cutting their workforce and or completely slowing down in growth, but they at least gave that forecast that they should expect even slower months when it comes down to growth for the up and coming quarters. The reason I'm sharing you with this is that although this earnings is not as good as what the market originally expected, they're still in the green year over year. I think they're up a little bit over 12 or 13% year over year growth when it comes down to their quarterly earnings of what they reported in their last quarter versus what they reported for Q2 of 2022, which is again somewhat still a step in the right direction. And the last thing that I want you to understand about Google is that how important it is for you to be aware the influence of earnings. I think this is going to be one of the most important things that we talk about in this video. Yes, the market reacting to quarterly earnings has an effect or an influence on the stock. It tends, in the grand scheme of things, be a very short-lived, either positive or negative catalyst if it's not detrimental to the company. And what I mean by that is that, Google is still a world leader in advertisement. Like I said, they run the two largest online platforms to run ads on. I do not see Google going anywhere anytime soon. And if you look at the growth potential for those that are interested, based off of all-time highs and where we're at right now. So right now we're actually trading at 110, that's extended hours, but I'm just going to use where they closed at today, which is at 105. Based off of previous highs, it offers a 44% return. Imagine being able to make nearly 50% ROI in one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded today, in the world's largest advertisement platform. Now, it's not that Google is going to continue that same continuous growth that it's had in previous years or previous quarters. Obviously, as a company gets bigger, it gets more or becomes more challenging to continue to scale at that same rate. But one of the things that you need to ask yourself, at least for our long-term investors, are what steps are you taking today that will benefit your future self? And it's not about being perfect with your exact entry, but it's understanding the goal that you're setting in place. What is your plan? Is your plan to try to make money for a couple of hours, 4 or 5% due to earnings? Or are you someone that is more of a long-term investor? You're not here for the long haul. Same thing with Microsoft, right? Microsoft, based off of previous all-time highs, Microsoft was performing probably even better. It was trading at $348 a share. If we look at where it's at right now, based off of previous highs, 38%. Also nearly down about 30% on the year. The same thing with Google. These are market leaders in what it is that they do. I want it to be understood that yes, for day traders, it's great for those who want to get in and get out for a very short period of time. Earnings are good for that, right? But I also don't want you to feel bad if you're a long-term investor in any of these big tech companies and you're down 3 or 4% on the day, right? Because you must understand that you're not in it for just a couple of days. That's not your intention. Your intention is you're in it for either a couple of years, 5, 10, maybe 20 years down the road. You still plan to invest into a company like Google. So therefore, I want you to understand, or at least take what these earning reports are as what they actually present themselves to be. They're either short-lived, positive or negative catalysts that do influence the market for a short period of time. Do not allow a day to determine the overall feeling you have or intent you have about your position in a specific stock. And the reason I say this is I don't want any of you guys to get so emotional or get faked out of a position because of how it performs during earnings. Now, obviously, if the stock drops something like 40% due to earnings, something like Snapchat, yeah, maybe I'd be a little bit more concerned. Snapchat's a much smaller advertisement platform, just like Twitter and just like Pinterest. But when it comes down to Google, it comes down to Meta, it comes down to something like YouTube, it's a different ballgame, and you must understand that you're dealing with market leaders. So although I did want to talk about earnings, and although I did want you guys to have some bullet points to go off of, I wanted to cover that for. I wanted to make sure that you understood the importance of earnings and making sure that you don't lose sight of your overall plan, big picture, if your intention is actually to invest. One of the other things that I do want to remind you is that although we are now done with Google and Microsoft earnings, do you guys know what company reports earnings tomorrow? If you look at this on the Webull platform, we have Meta, which is, again, previously known as Facebook. We have Boeing, we have Ford, we have Qualcomm, we have Spotify, we have Shopify, all reporting earnings tomorrow, most of them after the market closes. The big one, Meta, after the market closes. I plan to live stream that, but I'm going to make sure that I at least live stream the Federal Reserve FOMC meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and that's going to be right on my YouTube channel. And yes, it is going to be for free, so all you literally have to do is subscribe. Tomorrow is a very, very significant day. I hope that you set your alarms. I hope that you get a good night's rest. All I can ever encourage you to do is do not put yourself in a position that you cannot tolerate. Some stocks take longer to recover than others. It's not about going in super aggressive into a position, because if things go south, then the emotions that follow with a large position can end up faking you out of it. Do your future self a favor and do not put yourself in a position that you cannot tolerate the time that it will take for it to recover. That's my number one tip, at least for someone that's just getting started as a trader and or even as an investor. I hope that if you have any questions, you know that you can always direct message me via Discord. It is for free, and that's that first link in the description. Like I said, I will be live streaming the Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow, and that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and that's going to be on my YouTube channel. So please make sure you drop a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications so you get alerted when it is that I go live. I do trade live on top of that every single morning. these private live trading sessions are only for my Learn Plan Profit group. If you want the ability to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, I encourage you to take 2 minutes, click the second link down below, learn a little bit more about our Learn Plan Profit group, see exactly what's included, and then see if it's a good fit for you. Other than that, I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that it earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.